What's up, everybody? Today is October 3rd, 2024. And once again, I am going to have some McDonald's for breakfast, which I'll get to in a minute. But the first thing I want to say is kind of a reminder, I guess you could say, especially for anyone new who's come to my channel. I got to think that maybe I get new subscribers or just random passerbys who happen to see my video. I just want to say that I do have a PayPal link on my channel page if anyone would like to donate. I mention it every now and again. It's just always there. For those of you who have donated before or whatever, this is not this message is not for you. It's just kind of like, again, in general, for new people, or just, I guess as a reminder. If you go to my channel page, there is a link to my PayPal, and if you like, you can always donate. It always helps. It's always appreciated. It always helps. My family and I, we can always use the extra money. And that's it. So anyhow, just a little quick FYI, just throw it out there. Anyhow, I'm gonna have some McDonald's again. I usually get the same thing for breakfast because they have a deal on these biscuit sandwiches. You buy one, you get one for $1. So I actually get 2 of these biscuit sandwiches for about $3.50, which is a pretty good deal. Pretty cheap breakfast, so. And they're okay. There's a little hair in there. Hopefully you can see that. Is that my hair? Can you see it? It's a little tiny, white hair. You can't really see it in the camera. Is that my hair? Is it somebody else's hair? I don't know. Trying to get it. I got it. Huh. But anyhow, about the donations things, it is always appreciated, and it does help a lot. Anything helps. Anyhow, what else is going on? It's my day off today. It's getting cold here in central Washington, United States. You guys want to hear about my work a little bit? It's an interesting place. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be a little bit brutally honest here. The company that I work for, it's kind of a sinking ship. I hate to say it about a company that I'm working for, but so I work for Lamb Weston, which is I guess you call it potato processing. We do French fries and other potato products. And so I work at one of the plants in Quincy, Washington. But they have, they're a global company, okay? And the reason I say that about the sinking ship, or let's just say they're not doing so well. A few months ago. Okay, hold on. So before I get into that, a company is a big company, and it's traded on the stock market. So you could buy stock in Lamb Weston. So anyhow, say 6 months ago or whatever, our stock was about, say $108 a share, $106 a share, something like that, right? We're doing okay, I suppose. But then one day on the news, and you're more than welcome to look this up. This is public information here. I'm not telling any secrets or anything. One day on the news, it was announced that some or all of the shareholders of Lamb Weston were suing Lamb Weston. Their own shareholders were suing them. I can't remember exactly what's for. I think my company did something deceptive, lied about something, out about some new machinery or something to, I think, inflate their stock price, something like that. You could look it up. Maybe you can tell me more. And so the stockholders sued them for that, for whatever they did. Right? Again, just look up Lamb Weston lawsuit, and it'll pop up in the news article. So anyhow, so they're being sued by their own shareholders. My company was, and then our stock dropped. So after that announcement, we went, like I said, from, say, I don't know, $108 a share to whatever. It dropped down to, like, currently it's like, I don't know, 60 something dollars a share. So really, really took a hit. So that was the first I mean, imagine my company being a ship in the sea. All of a sudden you get hit by a big torpedo. That's kind of like what it is. It's like, I mean, bam, you're getting sued by your own shareholders, the people, who invest in your company. And on that note, I will say something about that. So if you have a company, especially a big corporation, right? There's basically three primary entities that you have to kind of please or be concerned with as a big corporation. You obviously have your employees, right? And then you have your customers, and then you have your shareholders, okay? And ideally, as a company, as a corporation, you don't want to really piss off any of those groups. You obviously don't want to, make conditions bad at the job, or, make pay so low that your employees complain, or, you want to keep your employees happy as a corporation. You obviously don't want a bunch of employees quitting, or you don't want employees coming on, social media saying, hey, my company sucks. You don't want that. So you kind of want to keep your employees happy, right? And you also obviously want to keep your customers happy. You don't want to have a bad product or an unsafe product, because that's your business. Your customers are your business. That's, they literally buy your product from you, right? And then third of all, and perhaps most important, you definitely don't want to piss off your shareholders, right? These are the people who literally shareholders are people who don't have to invest in your company. They're unlike an employee like me, I need a job, I need money, and so I go to the company and, hey, I need a job. Basically, I'm asking for help from the company, right? And then a customer obviously wants a product, right? So employees and customers want something from the company of sorts, right? Kind of, I don't want to say need it, but somewhat kind of need it, right? But shareholders don't need to do anything with your corporation, with your company. Say you take a millionaire or a billionaire. They don't need to invest in your company. There's other potato companies to invest in. There's another one called Conagra Foods, or maybe a millionaire, he or she can go invest in Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever, right? And so anyhow, so you take this a shareholder, and the shareholder has their money, and they're kind of basically being nice and say, hey, I'm a shareholder, and they come to say Lamb Weston and be like, you know what, I'm going to invest in your company. I trust you, or I think your company, it has good outlook or whatever. I'm going to take my own money and some of my millions and buy shares in your company because I trust in you, right? That's basically what a shareholder does. And what do? You turn around and you, again, whatever they did, lie to them or deceive them or whatever they did, piss off your shareholders. It's like, that's dumb. That's really dumb, right? It's like, yeah, those are one people that you don't want to piss off is your shareholders. So that was bad. So I would say that's really bad. Matter of fact, when I started at the company in November of last year, and at some point, I knew that they had that I could buy shares in the company, right? And at some point, I thought to myself, I said, hey, maybe like every week, when I get paid, I'll take a little bit of my money and I'll buy like a share or two or something like that. Or every now and again buy a share in my own company, right? I thought about it. I thought, hey, maybe, every paycheck I'll buy a share and I'll invest in the company that I work in. Seems reasonable, right? And I kind of mulled on it, I never did or whatever. And then it was funny. All of a sudden, boom, in the news, that information hit how they're being sued by their shareholders and the stock tanked in the stock market. I was like, whew, good thing I didn't invest, right? I mean, I probably could have got if I would have done that and I would have invested however much, I would have been part of the lawsuit too. So I probably would have got my money refunded anyways, the money that I lost from the stock dropping. But it would have been a hassle, or I had to wait, or whatever. And in the meantime, when I saw the stock plummet, I would not been happy, right? And so basically, I was like, man, I'm glad that I didn't invest in this tank company, right? Well, anyhow, that happened. Months went by, and it's important to note there's the Lamb Weston local that I work for, just my little plant, and then obviously, like I said, Lamb Weston Global. Okay, right? And so basically the little problems that we face at my, whatever little problems that, maybe that I've mentioned before, things that are going on in my plant, that obviously has nothing to do with the greater Lamb Weston per se, right? And so the reason I say that is, like that the shareholders suing the company, that's a global thing. That has nothing to do with my, my individual plant. I'm just saying. Anyways, I don't know why I mentioned that. I did. Anyways, so months went past. Oh, that's why I said months went past, and whatever is going on at my plant is going on at my plant. I can mention some of those things too. Basically disagreements that I have with my own plant, right? But that's not kind of that's why I brought it up. My point is, what I'm mentioning about the Lamb Weston company is not complaints about my individual plant. I've already mentioned a couple of things that happened to me, and I can mention more, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. This is again about the greater Lamb Weston. Anyhow, so that happened. Lamb Weston, the global company, being sued by their shareholders, right? Anyhow, so months went past, and then 2 days ago, something else popped up in the news. More than welcome to look this up. Matter of fact, look it up. Look up Lamb Weston, Connell, Washington. Connell is a city in Washington. Popped up in the news. Oh, the Lamb Weston plant in Connell, Washington, shutting down permanently. Something like, 375 employees being laid off. Boom. Wow. Everyone at my work was like, wow. Are we next? I mean, this is like not right down the road, but it's pretty close. It's, like an hour's drive from here, if that Connell plant. Another big hit to the company. Shutting down one of their plants. The amount of employees that they're having to lay off, even in the article, my company admitted that represented 4% of the global employees. That's 4% of their employees just laid off, just like that, 4%. And it's basically the reason they were shutting down that plant. It was kind of fuzzy. Again, look it up. Maybe you can tell me more. But from what I gathered, they're obviously trying to save money. Lamb Weston Global, Lamb Weston as a whole. And I think they estimated that shutting down that plant and whatever else they're going to do is going to save them like $200 million or something like that, right? But obviously that's another hit to the company. It's like, again, first of all, boom, you're getting sued by your shareholders. and then boom, you got to close down one of your plants. Big, I mean, these plants make multi-million dollars each plant. They make a lot of money, sell a lot of potatoes, and they make a lot of money. So obviously, whether that plant was not performing well, or now that gets into the individual that gets into the individual problems of the plants. Machines not working, people, maybe, not being able to hold enough employees not showing up enough, basically understaffed, and machines not working, and, so production's low, and, another big company that was in the news recently in the United States was Boar's Head. They do, I think, like lunch meats and stuff like that. And, I mean, this is just an example. One of the plants, there was dirty conditions or whatever, and I think their liverwurst was like contaminated with salmonella or something like that, and like 10 people died, and so they shut down that plant. And so so problems happen at individual plants sometimes, like with the Boar's Head, or like with Connell, to where conditions aren't good, or like the process isn't good, they're not making money, whatever it is, and they have to shut down, the whole plant, which is not good for a big corporation, you having to shut down one plant. And then the news goes out, hey, we're laying off all these employees. That obviously affects morale throughout the whole company. Now us, say here in Quincy, Washington, we're like, again, we're thinking, wow, are we next? Are we next on the cutoff list? All of a sudden, imagine out of the blue, I get up, I get dressed, I go to work one day, and there's a sign on the door, oh, we're shutting down, out of the blue. And so, so employees been talking about that, and, morale definitely drops in the company. You kind of lose a little bit of respect. It's like, wow, imagine all those people that worked at that Connell plant in Washington. Again, they're dedicating their lives of sorts. Some people have probably been there 10, 20, 30 years at that plant, however long. And, you get up every day, and, you put your life into that place, and you try to care about it or whatever, And all of a sudden they tell you, oh, well, hey, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. Go look for a job somewhere else. That's messed up. You lose some respect for the company. And again, even employees who are not part of that plant, it's like, wow, they're doing that to them, Basically, us here in Quincy, we feel a little bit for them in Connell, because they're human beings, they're workers, and just like we are, trying to support their families or whatever. And all of a sudden the company tells them, hey, go fuck yourself. You're fired, basically, laid off. Laid off. Go try to get unemployment or try to get a job somewhere else. Right. So anyhow, that's going on with Lamb Weston. And again, I'm not sharing anything secret here. This is totally public information. You're more than welcome to look up Lamb Weston lawsuit, or look up Lamb Weston, Connell, Washington, and you could find out this stuff. Well, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, you don't want to piss off your shareholders. Like I said, you got your shareholders, you got your employees, and you got your customers. See, the Boar's Head, they pissed off their customers. When your product is so bad that people are dying, I mean, you're pissing off everybody. You're pissing off shareholders. You're pissing off, potentially employees, but obviously customers. No, I mean, not just pissing them off, but you're making them worrisome. They're like, man, is your other product safe? And so that's bad. Like I said, you have, as a corporation, you have 3 groups of entities that you want to keep happy: employees, customers, and shareholders. And again, with the case of Boar's Head and having product that has bacteria or whatever, and it's literally killing some of your customers, that's not good. Not good when you're literally killing your customers with your bad product, and you're making your other customers question whether your other products are safe, And I'm assuming the shareholders of Boar's Head are not happy about that either. I don't know if they're publicly traded or not, actually. I don't know. But if they are, shareholders are not happy. And then, employees too, because they shut down the Boar's Head, they shut down the plant that happened. And so all those employees all of a sudden laid off. So yeah. In one fell swoop, Boar's Head was able to successfully piss off and make mad and scared or whatever their employees, their shareholders, if they have any, and their customers in one swoop with bad, unsafe product. So yeah, you know, it just goes to show, some of these corporations, they care so much about profit. I'm not saying Lamb Weston, but some companies care so much about profit, Boar's Head, that, they fudge on safety, and they fudge on, maybe employees' rights, like breaks and, good pay or something like that, and trying to, charge the customers, an exorbitant amount of money for their product and all this. And again, you hate to say it about your company, but these are facts. It's not like I'm making anything up. It's in the news. It's public information. I'm not making anything up. This is facts. And what am I supposed to say about a company who just closed down a plant and, like I said, laid off nearly 400 employees? Like I said, basically told me, hey, we're closing. Good luck paying your bills and feeding your children and stuff like that. What are you supposed to say? And as an employee of the same company, I mean, it would be illogical not to worry about the same thing. Again, is our plant next? Well, anyways, that's going on. That's going on in the Lamb Weston world, in the potato world. And what's funny though? Like I said, there's other potato, other companies that sell like potato products or whatever. Like I said, another one is Conagra, who, by the way, stock is pretty cheap. Anyways, and it does well. Anyways, I guarantee you the Conagra people, when they hear about all this Lamb Weston stuff about them getting sued and the plant closing down, Conagra's like, we're winning, motherfuckers. Yeah. So yeah, or whoever the competition is for Boar's Head, whatever, lunch meat company or whatever, I guarantee you they're laughing in the background. I mean, not laughing, obviously the people died, but the company, again, when you fudge on safety, as with Boar's Head, or you lie about whatever, Lamb Weston did about their thing and to inflate your stock prices. When you piss off your employees, or you kill your customers, or you piss off your shareholders, it's it's gonna come around. You try to lie and deceive and skimp on safety or whatever it is, eventually it's gonna come around, and it's like one of those three groups are going to be affected, and you're going to lose their support, and you might get sued by them or whatever. Anyhow, that's what's going on. I'm almost done my sandwich, but hey, I try to do my thing. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My days I gotta go to work. I do my part as an employee. I get up, I get ready, I go to work, I do all my tasks. For those I'm a janitor at my job. I do what I'm supposed to do, to the best of my abilities. And but yeah, there's some responsibility on the company's part to do their part, and not for safety and to not lie to the shareholders and stuff like that, and me, an individual in the company, I can't control that. And it's kind of messed up, again, for like the people in the Connell plant here in Washington, again, all those employees, they did their part. They got up every day, they went to work, and they did what they were supposed to do, whatever tasks that they were doing. I mean, just think that's almost 400 people. That's 400 different jobs, whether they're janitors or they're pack operators or prep or whatever part of the production, or maybe supervisors, whatever they are. They got up every day, and like I said, they invested their life into that company, did their part, and then all of a sudden, oh well, sorry about your luck, we're closing down. Messed up. Anyway, this video has been about 25 minutes long. It's gonna take forever to upload. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. Anyhow, I'm gonna end the video again. One more time. If anybody would ever like to donate to me and my family, me, my girlfriend, my son, there's a PayPal link on my channel page. Everything is appreciated. Appreciate you being here, watching the video, especially for those of you dedicated who watched almost 26 minutes. Appreciate it, you know. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next video.